Good day, boys and girls. I hope you all are fine today. You're welcome to yet another episode of the virtual class. Today we are treating one of the most interesting books we read while in the junior class. It's called Harvest of Corruption. I hope you remember the book very well. Yeah. We are running a review of what we've done. Let's start by the summary. Harvest of Corruption is a play or drama written by Ogodo Ogbeche to condemn the ills of the contemporary Nigerian society. The play is a satire illustrating how corruption has eaten so deep into the fabric of a Nigerian society and affects institutions like the police force, the judiciary, and government ministries. The play revolves mostly around Aloho, a naive and jobless university graduate who is desperately searching for a job. A meeting with Ochole, a notorious old schoolmate of ours, leads to a series of events which lend credence to the popular saying, "You reap what you sow." That's a kind of brief summary into what the entire book is all about. But now let's go into the plot. Harvest of Corruption tells the story of most African countries after independence. How the politicians and whom the affairs of the countries have been entrusted mismanaged the economy through corrupt practices. These politicians connive with police and judges, as seen in the case of the corrupt inspector and judge in the play, to siphon public funds into their personal pockets. If you listen to the news, you'd hear stuff like this. We hear it every day about our judges, our politicians, our senators, and all that. So this is just a replica of what is happening in reality. Okay, let's move on. They ran the country as their own homes, prostituting and squandering public money at will, at the expense of the suffering of the masses, you and I, your fathers, your mothers, your teachers, your friends, at our expenses. That's how they spend all this money. Thus, Harvest of Corruption is Ogbeche's effort at drawing our attention to the evils perpetrated by our politicians and their resultant negative values in our society. Harvest of Corruption exposes the corrupt practices of public servants in a fictitious country of Jakarta. Jakarta is actually not a real country. This book is a fiction, and you know what a fiction is. It really didn't happen. It's just to teach morals. So, the play is centered around Chief Alaladu Adeamaka, who happens to be the Minister of External Relations. Chief, as he is fondly called, is the epitome of corruption in the play. He engages in all sorts of atrocities, including cocaine pushing, money laundering, stealing, and womanizing, to mention just a few. With the help of his criminal in crime, the police commissioner, who heads the police headquarters in Darkin, the pot-bellied Justice Odili, and Madame Oha. You remember Madame Oha, the proprietress of the hotel. And of course, Ochole, Chief's mistress, and Chief does his wicked acts with impunity, as if nothing is going to happen. One of Chief's victims, Aloho, a young promising fresh graduate and a desperate job seeker who has only just arrived in Jabo, the capital of Jakarta, in search of greener pasture, unluckily plays into the hands of Chief Adeamaka through the help of Ochole, a former schoolmate who was known for mischievous activities back in the days. Won ceaselessly by a friend and confidant with whom she squats in Jakarta, Ogodo. I hope you remember that young woman. Yes. Alo is adamant and keeps up the job of protocol officer with the benevolence of chief. Within a week after her appointment, Alo is set to travel abroad, but unknown to her, she is carrying cocaine. At the airport, she gets unlucky with the custom officer. Consequently, she is arrested but later freed after Chief has bribed the judge. Meanwhile, Aloro is pregnant for Chief Alaladu Adiamaka and she is frustrated. Then after trying to no avail to abort the pregnancy, she eventually dies from childbirth. Chief Alaladu Adiamaka is eventually charged to court with corrupt practices including money laundering and drug trafficking after Ayo, an underemployed and disgruntled clerk in his ministry, has testified against him. This helps to unravel more about the chief's exploit as investigated by both ACP Yakubu, you remember what ACP means, Assistant Commissioner of Police Yakubu, and Inspector Inaku, both of whom are determined to ensure that Chief is duly prosecuted. After being declared guilty to all charges against him, Chief is sentenced to 25 years imprisonment alongside his accomplice, Ochuole, the naughty girl from the university, Madam Oha, the proprietress of the inn, George Odidi, that's the corrupt judge. Even the greedy and treacherous Ayo is not left out. The law deals with him too. So at this point, I'll drop this assignment before we engage in questions and answer. The assignment is state the setting of the play Harvest of Corruption by Frank Ogodo Ogbeche, to be submitted by Sunday 19th to my private chat. Sunday 19th. You have today's, yes, you have till Sunday to submit. And now let's go to questions and answer discussions.